Hi everyone, I just want to take a moment to once again welcome you to the course. If you hadn't already looked at the instructor biographical video, make sure that you do that. Also want to just take a little bit of time to talk to you about how I'm going to be communicating in the course. You know, an online course is in some ways it's different than a face-to-face class. Obviously, you do not have the component of meeting with me anywhere from 2 to 3 days a week, unless you want to do that. And I would highly encourage you to think about what you want to get out of this course in terms of not only learning history content, but also in terms of how you want to communicate with me. And so there are several different ways that you can communicate with me. One of those ways is through a message to my inbox in Canvas. That's probably one of the best ways to do that. If you have a question about how to do that, then send me a message. I'll be glad to help you with that. Another way is to contact me on my cell phone. My number is 806-346-2664. You can contact me during the day. So I only have a couple of things that I want to say about that. Number one, I would prefer you don't contact me after 8 p.m. at night, just for my family's privacy, that sort of thing. But also, as you guys learned from the biographical video, I'm a pastor. And so on Sundays from, about 8 o'clock in the morning till about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm probably tied up with church, so anytime after that. Thursdays, we also have another church service, so I'm unavailable really from about 2 o'clock p.m. Thursday to 8 o'clock p.m. Thursday evening. So those are really the only two times other than after 8 p.m. that I'm unavailable. So that's a couple ways that you can contact me. Should you not be able to get a hold of me on my cell phone, for some reason, if Canvas is down, which doesn't happen very often, but occasionally it does, you can email me at codom@panola.edu. I would prefer that would be your last resort, but certainly that's one way to get a hold of me. So those are ways that you can communicate with me. As for me communicating with you, I will primarily do that through the announcement tab in Canvas, where you're seeing this introductory announcement. So as I've said in other places in this course already, make sure you check Canvas minimum one time a day. I would check it a couple times a day. I've been known to post announcements, and my announcements vary. Sometimes they talk about, in those announcements I discuss, things that you guys need to work on, some mistakes that I'm seeing across the board for the class in a particular assignment. Sometimes they're an assignment update. Sometimes they're a correction on something that I'm goofed on. Try not to let that happen, but occasionally it does. Sometimes they're extra credit. So you'll want to make sure that you check the announcements minimum of once, but I would recommend 2 or 3 times a day. So that you get that from me. If for some reason there's an issue with the announcements, I may send an announcement out to you guys to your inboxes. So those are the ways that I will communicate with you during the course. And then in regard to your assignments, I will communicate individually with you all and give you feedback on your writing assignments in particular. So that's a little bit of an introduction to the course in terms of communication. As far as the content, I believe that you all are going to be very thrilled with what you'll learn this semester. I always ask students at the end of the semester to give me some feedback, and many students from previous courses have told me how amazed they are at how much they've learned and how much a better feel they have for American history and for the political and current events that are going on today. So I hope that happens for you during this course. As I conclude this video, I just want to remind you that There's a couple things you need to do before you can really get into the nuts and bolts of the course. You need to take the syllabus and course assignment quiz, the syllabus and course policy assignment quiz, and then you need to take the quiz that's over this video. You do those two things and then you'll be free to move around in the rest of the course. Okay, thanks for watching the video, and I look forward to hearing from you all throughout this course.